return with Chapter 2 of Sanguine Dominion, our VTM 5th Edition Chronicle, joined by our lovely cast. We left off last session in the midst of our coterie deciding to take some individual actions, make some personal investigations, deal with a little bit of downtime. There's a lot on the agenda, given that the Baron has essentially tasked our coterie with the disappearance of the prince and who was responsible. The late Kyle Strathcona. And now we join everyone as they get ready for whatever events of the evening that they have in the forefront of their mind. I think we're going to simply jump right into it. And I'm going to ask, who wants to go first? Who would like to start us off this evening and tell me exactly what your downtime will be?
I went first last time. Somebody else go.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll go first. I have several things I have to do. First of which, should I be rolling a rouse check for the new night?
Ooh. Please do.
I pass.
Okay.
I awake in my haven. First thing I do is immediately jump up and go to my own personal investigation board and just connect a few things from some of the information I got last night, because strangely enough, it connects with a personal thing that I've been dealing with for a while now.
Yes.
Which reminds me, December did message me back to come by the shop when I was available. That may be on the agenda tonight, but first and foremost, I witnessed the whip of the Ventru Primogen get burned to cinders last night. And more so than any other clan, Ventru look after other Ventru. In this case, it's not really that. I am going to try to set up a meeting with the Ventru Primogen to discuss us the happenings of the city right now. One, to pick his mind about what the Baron has entrusted us with, and two, to inform him of the passing of his whip.
How would you like to get in contact with the Ventru Primogen?
Well, normally I'd probably go through the whip without realizing it, because I didn't even recognize them last night. More than likely, we probably have a bird. Either, would you say we have burner phones to contact each other, or possibly I would just drop by where I would actually know up. I wouldn't even call. I would just show up to where I know the Ventru Primogen.
I would actually like to insinuate that you, more than anyone else, have all of the privilege in the world to essentially drop in unannounced on this man. There is a rapport between the two of you that leads you to be very confident that he should entertain you.
Yeah. And it's also something that directly does affect him.
Yes.
When you're second in command, when your second is effectively burned at the stake, you kind of want to know about it.
Okay. You appear at the Olympic Plaza. The sort of forward-facing business that the venture primogen Damon Trent operates. He holds office there. You have, on many different occasions, made your presence known, and he has made the concession to come and attend you. Tonight is no different than any other night. You appear outside of the Olympic Plaza. You head in through the gigantic sliding doors. You are met and greeted by several staff members. They give you due diligence. They attend to the small nothings of courtesy that would take place in a venue such as this. And before very long, you are brought to a rather plush office on the third floor of the plaza. A sort of study of sorts. Many leather-bound tomes, a rich hardwood desk, a plush leather set of chairs, one of them having been brought forward towards the desk for you. And Damon, a sharp-jawed, slicked back hair, besuited individual. He is very much the picture of a Ventru of station. His suit is designer. His jewelry is incredibly not flashy, but presentery. He wears his worth on his body. Damon
is.
Go ahead.
I was just going to get, since you gave the description of him, I was going to give the description of Deacon just
Please.
to show that. Deacon is very much not the typical Ventru, if the people at home haven't figured it out. But the custom-made portion of it, still very much in tow. Even though he does not wear bespoke suits and shoes, he does wear custom-made leather jackets and custom-made streetwear, high-end fashions and things like that, but still befitting someone who is in a motorcycle gang. His jewelry verges on too much, but is just understated enough that it isn't. Like one of his rings very much is the symbol of the Wave Motorcycle Club. He does have a necklace that fully is just the Ventru symbol. But it is, as the kids would say, a bust down. Like, it is fully diamond encrusted, but it's very
absolutely.
It's a small one. It's not a thick chain.
But it is, to be clear, it is the sword and scepter symbol. Yeah. Okay.
With a few other things with it to kind of make it look like something else. But for those on the from the inside would immediately recognize the sword and scepter, much like a certain baron in LA uses it as their symbol above their club.
Absolutely.
Maybe he's just a big fan of that of the House of Boom.
House of Boom mentioned. I love that. I love that so much. Tremendous. Damon sits in his chair. You and he have met on quite a few different occasions, and for better or worse, he always makes time for you. He sits in his chair looking tense, as usual, but you know that not to be so much from your presence, more he's always wound a little bit too tight. He looks you up and down. Deacon, what is the what's the pleasure today? What exactly are we doing here?
I can't tell if your tenseness is because you already know what I'm about to tell you or your general disposition.
You're
I know
here.
it's your general disposition. I'm joking. About your whip?
A shame.
Okay, so you did know. I was going to do you the courtesy of informing you.
He went missing a few days ago. I heard the Baron did it.
That he did. Honestly, it was a bit much.
I heard you were there, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. It was a bit much. If I were in a position to speak up about it, I would have. Just for my sake, above board, is the whip traditionally also another Ventru, or is it just someone else that...
In very uncommon occurrences, a whip could be of another clan. It is nigh on unheard of that it would be within the Ventru clan, that their whip would be a different clan member. So yes,
Just
you can assume that he was a blue blood.
Okay, just... Again, if I were in a position to actually do something, I would have. You know that we tend to look after each other more so than any other clan. I wanted to pick your brain about why it happened.
He was there.
He was. Did you have something to do with why he apparently couldn't speak about it? Was that your doing, or was it something else? I don't exactly know what disciplines you're working with.
If it was me, I respect you, Deacon, but I would not tell you.
If it was you, I could be persuaded to keep that to myself, as I keep a lot of things to myself. We've been asked to investigate. That was a part of the whole pomp and circumstance of it all. That was all his little way of actually not even trying to intimidate us. That was his way of just asking us to help because he couldn't figure it out. So he burned the guy because he couldn't talk and then said, "Hey, can you figure it out? This wasn't me trying to scare you." I'm assuming it was a Brujah flight of fancy. I try not to speak ill of them, considering one of my best friends is a Brujah, but he doesn't do things like that, at least not in front of me.
I'll level with you. I'm not going to confirm whether or not I was the one that made it unable for him to talk. In fact, I can attest that I wasn't even privy to that information. But the reality is that I believe that our good Baron needed a scapegoat. A sacrificial lamb at the altar of the Camarilla. He needed something to feed them because our sweet, sweet Archon is putting the screws to him. And if he doesn't get results soon... There is an Archon in town, yes. And if he doesn't get...
You know what Justicari works for? That could probably tell me how bad it actually is, besides it just being a...
Some information is just a little bit more dangerous than others. I implore you to ask them yourself.
Ask myself. Okay.
I can arrange a meeting if you need.
I would actually love that.
He pulls out a pen and a monogrammed notebook. Okay, who are you bringing?
Who exactly isn't going to get me killed? Well, I'm not looking at your screens. I see a lot of movement. I'm not looking at your screens. Uptown is going to shoot his mouth off. He'll die immediately.
Oh, you're... is...
I didn't...
Actually, before we do this, you think on that. I have a question for you. Yeah. Who else was at that meeting, besides you and Tex? Who's in your little coterie?
It'll get out sooner or later because people are going to see us going around together. Uptown. Yes. Yeah. He's good. Hey, I will say this.
You really did jump all the way onto the other side of the fence.
Look, man.
What happened to you? I thought you were mercenary. I thought you were out for yourself, that there was never going to be anything that could persuade you to be anything other than this aloof, out for his own interests blue blood, this mercenary biker, and now you're cavorting with a dyed-in-the-wool anarch like Uptown. He looks you up and down, eyeing you up.
Judging from the conversation I'm having with you right now, should tell you I go where I need to go to get the job done.
What has you shook, Deacon?
What has me shook? If I could tell you what has me shook, if I could explain to you what has me shook, one, you wouldn't believe me. Two, I barely believe me. But as far as my cavorting with Uptown, he does good work. But back to your previous question.
Yeah.
December was also there, the Tremere. And Lupe. Yeah. Get it out.
Her little boy toy is looking for her.
Above board, do I know who he's talking about?
I don't think you do.
I have no idea.
And he does that register on Deacon's face?
Let me go to my skills real quick.
Yeah, would you like to make a subterfuge? Are you hiding this?
About to ask, how's your composure?
Yeah, give me, you know what? If you're trying to hide it, can I please get a composure plus subterfuge? Oh, okay. Then you wear it on your face.
I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, all right. So before you give me your guest list and we call this little meeting adjourned, you are cleaving to a known revolutionary dyed-in-the-wool anarch, one that will very likely sell you out if you show anything other than the utmost loyalty to the revolution. You are also cavorting with a blood witch who is known to be disreputable within her own clan, and you are very much saddled with someone who is being tracked and watched by her former lover.
Granted, with what I know about Lupe, you're going to have to be more specific. But you did say he. It's not a sire thing, is it? I don't need that. Please tell me it's just someone else in their ministry. That's what they're calling it, right? The ministry. I've heard several names.
There are still a few that I stay at least semi-loyal to. I don't owe you any other information other than when you go and attach yourselves, you and Tax, to these ones, it does make the clan look bad.
The clan look bad. He can probably hear me squeezing the arms of the chair when he says that to me. The clan. Look, you want to speak to me about the fucking clan, Damon? Really? Choose better words. I'm trying to maintain a respectful conversation as a Ventru speaking to
another
Primogen.
Ventru.
Yes, a Primogen.
We can keep it cordial. I, trust me, am just trying to look after your best interest.
If that is true, then I appreciate it. If it is insulting,
Deacon, your successes are my successes. You are still of my clan, and thus when you succeed and you are incredibly, when you put forward your best face, and you make us all look great, then I am winning.
And that is exactly what I'm trying to do. Because, let's say I figure out what really happened. I can then say the Ventru Primogen was a major part of this discovery, and that makes you look good. I get it. My association with others is frowned. Well, with certain people will be frowned upon. Who amongst us doesn't associate with others who will be frowned upon? You're speaking to me like a Toreador right now.
My strange like bedfellows.
Yes, that's what business is. You got to have strange bedfellows.
I don't operate in the light with my wayward companions. You are publicly working with some questionable people. I am very glad that you have confidence in your new coterie and that you believe that you will succeed. And if you do find the killer of Kyle Strathcona and do us all right, then I will stand next to you and I will applaud and I will see my new Anarch brethren as a champion of our clan. But for now, in as clear a way as I can say it, I have my doubts, Deacon.
Should have your doubts. Doubts are healthy. I have my doubts about the Brujah Anarch. Let's be honest. Brujah have a tendency to not really want the power after they get the power. So we'll see how long he actually wants the throne he's taking.
Indeed. So, who's on your guest list? Who's going to go and meet the Archon with you?
Well, if there's one person I know who could probably charm their way out of anything, I know Lupe can. As frowned upon as she may be.
Lupe Escondido. Are you bringing the witch?
I'll keep it down to Lupe and perhaps Texas as a maybe.
Texas. Tremendous. I will arrange the meeting. The Archon is a very busy individual. I will message you with a time and a place. You will be at their behest.
When Deacon stands up, is Damon a large individual?
Damon is not a large individual. He stands at perhaps 5'4". His shoulders are slim. He has a slight frame.
Yeah, when Deacon stands up, all 6'1.5" of him, full 220, just this brolic frame standing over him. And as he steps away, he remembers himself, turns, and offers a hand to shake.
Damon takes your hand.
Looking down at him, I simply say, next time try not to insult the person you're talking with. If you're going to be a Ventru Primogen, remember that respect is the highest thing you could offer. Okay?
Can I get a charisma plus intimidation, please?
Say that again. You cut out for me.
Can I get a charisma plus intimidation?
Sure.
Can I ask a question while that's happening?
Yes, you can.
I thought Damon I thought Damon was Nosferatu. Is this somebody else?
Oh, did I get the names wrong? Sorry, I definitely... we might have to swap out some names. Oh, no momento.
I'm going to burn a willpower to reroll 3 of these.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, I screwed up. Okay, we're going to... If you'd like to change your notes, Damon Trent is the Ventru Primogen. The Nosferatu individual was... I think I actually mistook and did not say the Ventru Primogen's name correctly last time. It was... in my notes here. Goodness.
Consulting the holy text.
Yeah.
You keep cutting out. I think it's because you're not facing your microphone.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, it was Duncan Howley was the Nosferatu.
That's such a Nosferatu name.
Yeah, Duncan Howley.
Okay.
That's 4 successes.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry for the confusion. Okay.
Oh no, I'm becoming the unofficial lore master.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay.
It's normally me, but I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Anarch. I don't know who the Primogen are.
All right. So, sorry, how many successes did you get?
4.
4. He quavers for a second. You see him shrink back into his suit a little bit. I don't mean to insult. When I say that I have your best interest at heart, I do. When I speak of your companions, I speak with honesty and as much truth as I can muster. I have my doubts about them. And that makes me have doubts about you. That isn't meant as an insult. It is meant as... I have lived long enough to see mistakes like this happen. They are not always mistakes, but when one of us starts dallying about with individuals like your current companions, history just repeats itself, Deacon.
I'll take that under consideration, and I appreciate the wise counsel from my Primogen. And please, don't take that as me trying to scare you or intimidate you. I wasn't trying to. It's just who I am. And then I walk out.
Right. We will move on. We're going to zoom out from Deacon for a moment. Now, as the night settles in, who else had something on their agenda that they'd like to take care of?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Can
I please get a rouse check?
I rolled it already.
Mm-hmm.
Uptown's hungry.
Okay.
Uptown wakes up for the night in his tin box that he calls a haven.
Yeah.
He rises from the cot, the ball sitting on the desk from when he finished tossing it around. And he heads out on the town to a place called Ducky's Pub and Restaurant. Best karaoke in Calgary. He needs to feed. And for about half an hour, him and Rachel, his trusted driver and ghoul, are standing in a mostly empty bar. It doesn't get busy till later, usually. Rachel, remind me to tell you that story. Where was I? I can't remember. Was it Kuala Lumpur? Was it Paris? I can't fucking remember. It's been so long now anyways. But anyways, there was this, I can't call it champagne because it wasn't from the Champagne region of France, obviously, but it was to die for. Sparkling wine, they made it right there.
Rachel looks at you.
Yeah.
Sir, is there a point to this?
Oh, yeah. And then the bachelorette party walks in. Right at that particular moment. Uptown knew it was happening tonight, and he'll never miss an opportunity to feed like that. And we smash cut to probably half an hour later. He's taken out several $100s and put them on the bar as a tab for this bachelorette party. And he is up doing a duet with the maid of honor. Mm-hmm. Specifically, he's singing a country classic, Modern Day Bonnie and Clyde by Travis Tritt. And in that moment, he kind of fades out of reality again. Like he did last night at Cowboys. He's at a wedding social. Those who don't know what that is, it's a kind of like a bachelor party combined. There's usually like a toonie bar for the bride and groom. And he's doing a duet with his wife-to-be. 40-ish years prior to the present day. And he relives again somebody coming in and telling him that his father-in-law-to-be is dead. Car accident. And he is immediately racked by a very serious emotion. One would expect grief or sadness. He and this man were very close. But no. That emotion is guilt. He knows that he left someone out there who wants him back in the rabbit hole. And he's not sure because he's drunk. And he throws a beer bottle, and Cindy's maid of honor comes up and tries to calm him down, and he calls her all sorts of nasty names. And he storms out of his own party. And as he comes to, he's outside in the alleyway, outside Ducky's pub and restaurant. Fangs deep at the neck of this maid of honor that he sung a duet with. And the hunger goes away once more.
Can I please get you to roll an intelligence plus composure, please?
Intelligence and composure, absolutely. It's 2. With 1 hunger or 2? Is this before or after I feed?
This would be after.
After? Okay. That is no successes. It's not a bestial failure, but no successes.
Okay. As you finish up feeding on this young lady, you have this stark realization. It's happened before. It'll probably happen again. You can't remember the name of the venue of that wedding social. You can't remember the name of your father-in-law. What was the model of the truck? What road did it happen on? Who did it? Where did you go after you stormed out? What did your wife tell you to bring you back? And you have lost one more chunk of yourself. Of
What
who
does
you
the
were.
voice sound? What does the voice sound like as I feed?
Seductive, sultry. It's easier to forget. It is so much easier to let it go.
I don't want to.
It's not about what you want, it's about what you need. You're living in the past. I can take all of that away. You don't have to remember her anymore.
You want me to forget.
No.
He wanted me to forget.
I don't want you to forget. You need to forget. You have to let go.
Maybe you're right. But then
Yeah.
again, maybe not tonight.
It gets easier,
And
doesn't
then-
it?
I hate that it does. And Uptown scoops this young woman up and brings her back inside safe and sound. A little wobbly on her feet. And he puts another 100 down on the bar. And says, "Give that to your driver as a tip. I saw the limo. He deserves it."
Yeah, you got it, boss.
And then Uptown finds Rachel, who has been, again, the wingman of the century. Wingwoman, I should say. And they leave in his understated black sedan into the night. And if you want, I can go straight into my first downtime thing, or somebody else can go first if they had something.
We'll pivot away for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
We now sit with two left that may have something first and foremost on their mind for the evening. December, Lupe, did either of you have anything in mind for this evening's events? Any errands that needed attending to? Any actions that you wanted to commit to when it comes to what you've learned from the Baron? Is there anything that you'd like to do?
I have something to do in the short term, which
Okay.
is look over the items that I was left the previous night
Okay.
and to study the functionality of the bloodstones of the flask
Okay.
And December would be in her typical office. Her pet snake, a 14-foot long Burmese python, yellow in color, sort of draped across her. She studies these materials.
As you sit, surrounded by the tools and occult esoterica of your profession, you have these items laid before you. The 5 bloodstones, the notebook, and the flask. Can I please get you to make an intelligence plus occult?
Intelligence plus occult. Okay. Oh, should I make a rouse check first?
Oh, yes, please. That would be first and foremost.
Is it the same, like, failure success on this as it is for the rest of the
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay, success. All right, so we'll do my intelligence plus occult. Oop. 4 successes.
On the intelligence and occult.
Yes.
You start pouring through old grimoires, tomes. You look through your own notations. You're familiar with the rudiment of these rituals, if not the exacting process through which his specific paradigm of magic manifests itself. And as far as the bloodstones are concerned, they are exactly bog standard, no fuss, no muss, bloodstones. You put them on someone, and the person who cast the ritual is able to track with unerring accuracy where that bloodstone is. The flask is a vessel of transference. This is old magic. You don't see these around anymore. For the most part, this was either lost or specifically kept out of sight. When the word of power is spoken, the blood that is inside of the vessel is transferred into the person who is holding it, and vice versa. You gather a point of blood, and a point of the blood that is in the vessel is put into the person. This has a twofold function. It can establish a blood bond if the vitae inside of the flask is vampiric in nature, and you pilfer blood from the one who was holding it. So, what would you like to do with that information?
First of all, just looking at the trackers themselves, is there a way to discern through regular knowledge of blood sorcery if there is a way to intercept or tamper with these stones to gain the same ability to track or to divert the information?
In theory, the problem lies in the fact that these are made through an exacting process. You distill points of your own blood, and you use them for tracking. It is very much tied intrinsically to the one that does it. In order to do that, to tamper with it in such a way, you would have to essentially develop your own process. You would have to integrate your own blood. There would be a chance of tainting it. There would be a chance of destroying the bloodstone itself through your own works. Your paradigm of magical creation is very different than the people that exist within the pyramid. But it is possible. There are risks, though. You may end up destroying his hard work and have little to show for it if you fail.
I'm muted. Okay. I'll say that December will attempt on one of them to basically integrate her own blood so that she can also access the information.
That's going to take a while. December, you jot down a series of notations. You start working off of the information that you already have on the Bloodstone ritual, and it becomes obvious that this is going to be a process of a week or more. It's not going to be something that you do overnight, but it's possible to do them all in one batch. If that's something that you'd like to commit yourself to, then we can start quietly rolling dice in the background, and we'll get you your results within the next few days, and perhaps by the next downtime session.
Okay, then yeah, that's going to be the focus. And as a part of that, she's going to make up her own protection satchels. She's going to make 4 satchels with various herbs and a chunk of tiger's eye. And the purpose of these is to offer protection from unwanted observers. So she's making one for each member of the coterie.
Incredible. Now, I will ask, do those require rouse checks to create?
I feel like yes.
I do believe so, yes. So, in order to do this, could I please get 4 separate rouse checks from you?
Ooh, okay. Big money, no whammies. 3 failures and 1 success.
You pour a very substantial amount of yourself into creating these warding satchels for your companions. You are filled with trepidation and worry. You are completely racked with paranoia and this overwhelming feeling of anxiety. Christian Lavallee put fear into you. And now you sit, therefore, at the precipice of an incredible breakdown. As you pour your vitae into the 4th satchel, you hear a voice in the back of your head. What are you doing? Why are we doing this? What is the point? Why are you? What's the worry here? You think that your companions can't handle themselves? You're going to put us in danger because of them? What have they done for you? What have they done for us? Why? Are you willing to kill someone out of paranoia? I'm hungry. You're making me hungry. Painfully hungry. And now, for what? Because Uncle Christian decided to come in and act all scary, and now we're supposed to be the ones that are trembling. I am scared, and I am hungry, and it's... You have to feed. You have to feed now.
Zimmer gets up from where she was with her snake. Friday slides away, and she rushes upstairs from the basement level of her shop, past the main level, up to the top, where the coven resides on some occasions. And the first member she can find, she says, "Come now."
This is going a little bit against your typical feeding style. Usually you act through subtlety, coercion, a gentle hand that gets you what you need with very little resistance and very little obvious activity. You are actively making a big ask. For this feeding attempt, I'm going to ask for a charisma plus manipulation. 2 base attributes. You are in the throes of a panic. A hunger gnaws at you that you have very seldom felt.
Forget to sub in hunger dice as well.
Yeah, don't forget your hunger
Oh,
dice.
shit. Wait, how much hunger should I have after that?
You should have 4.
Yeah.
You are on the precipice of a breakdown.
Okay, I have to just re-roll the entire thing.
Not a problem.
Oof. 2 successes. Yeah, 2.
It's sloppy. You take a member of your coven. How do you do it?
He'll step over, stand over them where they're seated, and say, "I'm hungry and I need you now."
What? Why now? What's wrong? Why are you hungry now? What happened? Are you? Is it? Did we? I mean, yes, but why? Is it? This isn't how we.
I'm working. I need the sustenance. Please. And it's the least like a please that she has ever asked.
They look at you and they're like, December, I'm not really. And you see their like trepidation in their face and this like kind of concern and a little bit of fear. And then they take a deep breath. Okay. Whatever you ask. And you sink your teeth in. You feel that hot rush of vitae down your throat, given willingly. Ish. And you can get yourself back up by 2 hunger. When the deed is done, your coven member sits slumped in a chair. You took a lot. Not enough to be dangerous, but enough that they're going to need sustenance of their own. They're going to need a very sincere bit of care. But you hear that voice in the back of your head one more time. This wouldn't happen if you consulted me first. We can keep you fed. We can keep me fed. You know, they weren't comfortable when you asked that. Do you feel guilty?
They said yes, though. In the end, it was worth the cost.
You're getting worse.
I know.
This is a slippery slope. Okay.
My other option is to live under his foot. I'm not doing that again.
Right. Okay. So that's what we're doing? Say it.
It'll be worth the cost.
Tell me that we're going to be worse. Say it. I want to hear you say it.
We have no choice but to be worse.
Say it.
These times are worse. I am worse.
We're worse. And then the voice goes away.
And December will call for someone else to look over the person she drank from and return to her work with that inkling of guilt in the back of her mind.
Okay. You get back to work, and then we are going to zoom out from December. There's one more person that may have things going on solo before we can start getting into people wanting to have scenes together and get things done cooperatively and collaboratively. Lupe, is there anything that you would like to accomplish on your own before we move on?
Yes, I would like to text Vincent.
Okay. What do you text Vincent?
Since he probably doesn't have my number, I will text. We have a mutual friend. I'd like to help you.
Okay. You get...
Where can we meet?
Oh, absolutely. You get a very swift response back. Who is this? Question mark. And then you get a name. Charisse?
Paris?
That's the name.
Like, he says, who is this, question mark, Therese, question mark?
Charisse.
Charisse.
And then, yes.
Do I know who Charisse is?
Yeah, let's see. Can I please get an intelligence plus politics roll?
Oh, I should roll a rouse check.
Oh,
is that
rouse
just a
check
regular
first.
die?
D10, success or failure.
Mm-hmm. That's a fail.
That's a fail. You grow hungrier.
Do I just get one hunger?
Just
then
one.
in addition to? Okay, so I'm at 2 now. Okay. What was it? What were you going to say?
Oh, nothing. Charisse
What was
is
I-
the name. Is the name that
Charisse.
was yeah.
Do I know who that person is?
How many successes did you get on your intelligence plus politics?
You didn't finish what the roll was, so I didn't. That's why.
Oh,
I
I'm so sorry. Intelligence plus politics. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh no. Okay, I got a skull, but I did get 2 successes.
You're good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. For people's edification, if you get 10s, there are critical successes within this game. For those that are new, if you get more than 110,
I have 1 with the little dots and 1 that does not.
you're good. Just normal successes then.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous. Sorry, so you had 2 successes, you said? Yes?
Uh-huh.
So, Charisse was some Toreador gossip within the court. A nobody, as far as you knew. Just a flirty little Toreador that frequented Elysium, made passes at the various officers of the court, and generally was seen as a troublemaker, but in a very fun and interesting sort of way.
I see. I try to not be annoyed at that assumption. Who do you think you are, comparing me to this nobody? Comparing me. And then I remember, this idiot knows nothing. My response will be, I'm a friend of, I don't know if I want to, actually, Rachel's straightforward enough that she probably would have told Vincent. I'm a friend of Rachel. You can call me Mari.
Mari. You receive a pin in return, as well as a time. The pin is for the Glenbow Museum, and the time is about an hour from now.
Oh. Okay. I will reply, see you there. Stay safe.
An hour goes by. You arrange for travel.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive at the Glenbow Museum.
My ghouls drive me.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive at the museum. The museum is shut down, of course, for the evening, but the lights are on. Large stage lights, it seems. Very bright on a lot of the different exhibits. The exhibits this time of year are a little bit strange. You see archaeological artifacts. You see some... Looking through the window, you see Coptic jars. Odd, wrapped up tablets, mummified remains. It's strange. Glenbow Museum is usually farm relics. It's small trinkets from days gone by in the history of the Canadian North. It's odd. But about as soon as you arrive on site, a man arrives at the door, and you see Vincent. Mm-hmm. 6'4", broad-shouldered, rugged, handsome, wearing a Canadian tuxedo. Oh. All denim.
What is... Oh. I was going to say, what's that?
Denim from top to bottom.
Oh. How tragic.
Lupe. That's you? What?
Yeah, that's me.
All right. What? Come on in.
And I will step inside.
He leads you short ways inside of the museum into a sitting area that is technically one of the dioramas. There's a collection of clay sculptures that are being suspended from the ceiling on small platforms. They are old clay tablets. There are statuaries. There's effigies of different gods from sub-Saharan Africa. You feel a little bit at home.
Yeah. This is really interesting. I allow myself to be distracted from my goal in the moment to kind of look around. Oh, this is fascinating. A nice little collection.
Yeah. I thought I'd bring a little bit of culture to Calgary this time of year. I've got a vested interest.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Does he look okay? Does he seem injured or scared or?
Give me a wits plus insight.
Okay, I can't do this without glasses. I'm just gonna be with glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too blind for this shit.
I feel that.
Plus what?
Wits plus insight.
There is insight on here. Okay. Need one more die. Ooh, I have 4 successes.
4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
He seems on edge. But not in any very aggressive or overtly concerning way. He seems puzzled more than anything why you're here and the circumstances surrounding your arrival. He's a little bit on edge because some kindred, some people are just put off when an unannounced kindred decides to make a plan,
appearance.
make an appearance, get an audience. So what's the what are we doing here?
I'll
Friend of
cut to the
Rachel's?
chase and save you from. Yes, actually. I heard that you stayed with her the other night, and I'm not here to interrogate you about any of that, but I do have some questions, and I'm glad to see that you are in one piece.
All
First
right,
of
yeah.
all, listen, Vincent, I'm not here for any sort of trouble. I've been tasked to learn more about what happened to the prince. And I've heard that you've been kind of hopping around, so I was wondering if you knew anything about what happened.
How good of a friend are you to Rachel?
I would say pretty good.
Pretty good ain't good enough. Why does she trust you? How do you know her?
We worked together when I was working with the Camarilla for a little bit.
You're all right. All right.
Rachel is a good person. Kindred. Whatever.
Rachel is a good kindred.
And Rachel was kind enough to point me in your direction. Vincent, if I wanted to hurt you, or if I wanted you dead, I would not be here. I simply want information. It's as simple as that. It can be as simple as that. I have no ill will towards you.
My primogen. He was he said a lot of crazy stuff, even for us after that night. I don't know how much is true. Are you sure? Rachel, can you call Rachel?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I gotta know. I've had people on my back for weeks.
Well, why are they on your back?
Just call Rachel.
Fine. I will make a show of pulling out my iPhone. I will also flash like the text messages I have with Rachel.
Yeah.
Before.
He nods. He starts. He
before
takes a breath. All right. You give her a call.
Giving her. Yeah.
She picks up. Yeah.
Hi, sorry. I'm just with Vincent just now, and he wanted to ensure that you and I are actually friends. Apparently, I'm not very believable.
Yeah, he's a paranoid sort. Just give him the phone.
Okay.
She hands it to him.
Over.
You can't hear her end, but. Yeah. No. Yeah, it's Lupe. No, yeah, no, I've heard of her. Yeah, no, I know. No, yeah, but Liam's been asking. Yeah, he found me too. Yeah, okay. What do we... You sure? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. We're good. I won't. Thanks, Rachel. And then he hands the phone back.
I will take it and tuck it away.
You're not attached to him no more, hey?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he and I weren't on the best of terms.
He's that kind of person. You are either oh so enamored with him, or you're not. There's no in between. Unless you don't know him.
He didn't like that I could see through the bullshit.
Which is why I'm leveling with you, as I am sure you could see through anything that I could throw your way. Skilled as I am.
Right.
Personally, I find it all fucking exhausting unless it really, really benefits me. And right now, I'm not sure you have anything that could help me. But I'm hopeful. Be glad it's me and not somebody else. I think there are folks out there who want you dead. For reasons I don't know. I don't have enough information.
Roll me a charisma plus persuasion, please. Actually, nah, yeah, it'll be charisma, yeah.
That's another dice to the pool. Oh no! That's the worst roll I've ever rolled in my life! Okay,
You got willpower if you need it.
You can spend willpower. Yep. Reroll your failures.
To reroll how? Okay, all
up to 3 non-hunger dice.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Up to 3 non-hunger dice. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just gonna set the hunger dice off to the side. Gonna reroll, well, and one of my regular ones, and I'll reroll the 3 that every single one was a failure. 1 success. And one of my hunger die has a skull. I don't know if that
That's only bad if you have no successes.
Yeah. If you have no successes, then we...
That's why I rerolled.
That's good. Yes. That's very good.
No successes with that skull is a bestial failure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bad. Real bad.
All right.
1 success.
Despite
normally being very good at... You said it was charisma persuasion, right?
Charisma plus persuasion, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I wasn't missing additional dice there.
Yeah, all right. I don't... How do... You can see on his face... You're a professional reader of vocal tics, of facial cues. You truly are hyper vigilant to this emotional states of other people and their intentions. It is why you have gotten as far as you have.
Of course.
He wants to trust you. He wants to tell you something, or I need something in return. I can't,
Okay.
and that's how this has got to be. Okay?
Fine. What do you want?
I need out
Out.
of the city. I need safe travel. I need guarantees that I can get the hell out of here. I've tried to leave. I got black bagged and dropped back here. I don't get to leave. Someone has plans for me. I didn't even get to see faces. They were all wearing masks. Some spooky cult shit. So I need out. You can pull strings. Or at least
could.
your old acquaintance could.
Without knowing that she could actually pull that off, she's going to kind of give like a comforting smile and say, "Of course."
Okay. All right. Promises matter between us.
I understand that.
If you renege on this, people will know. I'll make sure they know.
Here's what I can promise you. I promise you I will reach out to my contact. I can do it right now if you need.
No, it's your word needs to be your bond. I have to trust you, and you have to trust me. That's how this works.
I will make arrangements,
Okay.
one way or another.
Okay. You see gears turning in his head. If he could sweat, he'd be sweating. He's clearly contemplating something. How much to say, how little to say. He wears it right on his face. He's a very blunt, plain man. I wasn't there the night that Kyle died,
You weren't.
but I was right outside. And my primogen was there, and he told me that it was one of us. That
One of
there,
us.
there was some big, high and mighty member of our clan that showed up. And then everything went dark. And then he couldn't remember what happened after. Besides one very stark detail. And it was of a ritual. That there was a stone altar put up in the prince's haven, and that he and several others fed on the prince, and now they all hold a part of him. He speaks through him, and sometimes he bleeds for no reason. And there's marks on his skin. And there's rats in his head. And a whole bunch of other horrible things. Said he could feel his fingernails grow. Said he could feel his skin writhing. Like there was something crawling on it all the time. And then he tried to attack me. And I let a couple days go by. And when I found him again, because he's been there for me to help with all of this, get me through it. And when I found him again, he was even worse. He peeled off the skin on his head. It was all just bone. He said something about the end of all things, and you know how we do it. Talk about the end of the world and the final days.
Right.
And Lupe, I could see it. He looked me in the eyes, and then I could see it. All the terrible things that he said, how it was going to rain blood, and how there was this dark, seeping, vitreous thing under the earth that was going to eat us all, and I could see it. I don't know. I don't know how much of it's true, right? I mean, like, we're weird. We're all strange creatures. Like, it could have been anything, right? And he looks you in the eye, right? Like, it's just our power things. Like, it's just the disciplines of our mind, right? Right. Right?
Surely. It could. But so you're saying you're Primogen. Do I remember the name of this Primogen? Do I know this one?
The name of the Malkavian Primogen was Lou Bastille.
I didn't know Lou. Did I?
You did not know Lou.
Okay.
Lou is a reclusive individual.
I don't know very many of your clan, not personally. I know a few. But your experiences are also different. I would love to comfort you and say that it's something else, that it's merely a nightmare. But I don't know. Based on the description of the ritual, the vision, do I have any familiarity with what this is?
Without any research?
Mandy knows what this is, probably, maybe, but
yeah. Without any research, without any preparation, without anything like that, you're just going off of like a raw memory. Give me an intelligence plus occult.
Okay. Maybe roll better this time. Every single one of those is a failure.
Okay. You are...
I'm not re-rolling.
That's fine. You are grossly unfamiliar with any ritual that has to do with something like that. You are very certain that there is one thing that you can glean from this. The thing that you were thinking of, like this is akin to something that almost all kindred are familiar with, diablerie. Yeah. You understand the dynamics of diablerie.
Right. I know what it can do.
Multiple kindred cannot participate. That's what you know. That is what smacks as strange to you. Even with a failure on any dark occult, you have no idea what the ritual could be. You have no idea what the altar could be involved with. You're uncertain what these premonitions mean. But there are a couple of hard rules when it comes to the amaranth. That dark ingestion of a soul. That is that it is a intimate, singular experience.
Right. I'll just kind of nod, absorbing all of this information. Hunger rattling around in the core of myself. That is... very worrying. I see.
Yeah.
And so people are looking for you, knocking down your door because you were there, but you weren't there. You were standing guard?
I was in the car.
You were in the car.
I was his
So you weren't
driver.
even in the building. I see. Can you remember anything that he might have told you leading up to that point? Or did he keep you in the dark?
He just told me that it was it had to do with praxis. It had to do with the changing of hands of leadership. That's what the meeting was about. Something to do with the new anarchs and their foothold in the city. It was I know quite a bit about Kyle. He and I got on pretty well. I miss him. Not a lot of people do, but he's a complicated man. He's old. He switched sides so many times. He came from before all of this, before the Camarilla, before the Sabbat, before the Anarchs. He's old. He was Sabbat for a while, and then we talked about how he switched sides and he served out in Montreal, and he came out here, and he wanted to give the Anarchs a chance, and some of us, well, my primogen, you see, kind of like chews on the words for a minute, like he almost wanted to say something else. My primogen wanted to discuss sharing the city. That's the agenda. That's what was supposed to happen that night. And then he came out stark raving mad. And it's just gotten worse since. And you're the only I didn't even tell Rachel because she said she didn't want to know. So you're the only one I've told.
That. Well, thank you for your candor.
I gotta get out of here. I have to leave this city.
Above table.
Yeah.
He was mentioned in the dossiers we had, right?
Who, Vincent?
Baron,
Vincent was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Malkavian whip was the one that he wanted you to go and interrogate and find information from, and he was supposed to know things about the events of the evening, yeah. He was supposed to know things that the Vendru whip didn't.
Let me look at the powers I have. Do. No, I don't have anything that would be useful against him. So you said you heard of me. And you're...
Yeah, I knew Liam. He brought you up a couple of times, but...
You said he's looking for me now?
Yeah, we had a meeting. A really brief one.
When?
About a week and a half ago. 9 days ago. He reached out to me. He said he could help me. He said he could help me get out of the city. And that all I had to do was give him some information, and I guess he wasn't happy with the fact that I didn't know where you were or who you were. I guess he thought we knew each other or something. I don't know. He seemed a little fucking desperate, to be honest.
That sounds about right for him. Let it be known that I do not want to be found. But if he would like to show up himself instead of sending one of his cronies, then I can tell him to his face. Her smile is very unpleasant. I am happy where I'm at.
I don't have any skin in the game, Lupe. I don't really care if he finds you or not. I won't. But then he's like, I won't tell him that we saw each other.
No, you won't.
I don't have any reason to, especially, and he makes this intense eye contact, especially if you get me out of the city. I'll disappear. I promise.
All right. Do I think he's lying?
Give me a wits plus insight, please.
Okay. One success. Wow, dice don't like me today.
There is a certain amount of he rolled 0, so there's a certain amount of, it's not lying, but there is a certain amount of subtext to the I won't tell him anything as long as you get me out of the city.
I see. I'm going to get out my phone. I'm not trying to be subtle. While we're here, I'm going to reach out to one of my contacts and maybe I can get a quick answer for you. Does that sound good?
Yeah, quicker the better. Please.
I'm going to text Deacon first.
Okay. What does it say?
I found our little oracle. He wants out. Can you help? Black heart, red heart, kissy face emoji.
I'll talk to you'll receive back. Is this something that needs to be kept on the hush hush because we're acquainted with somebody who can do such things?
Apparently, this bird already tried to fly the coop and was brought home to roost. So yes, quiet would be best.
I'll make some calls.
Thank you, XOXO. My secondary text while I'm tip 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 with my long nails and my many rings and my little bangles jingling while I'm texting. We're making some strides. Bear with me. I am nothing if not a woman of my word. And she will. I'm going to text. God, I cannot words today. Oh my god. Trevor.
The Baron.
The Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to be like, hey, winky face. I love this. I love doing this. Got some good intel for you. We should meet soon. Blackheart.
You get a nigh instantaneous text back. When, where?
Oh. I love a man who's desperate. My favorite. I'm gonna leave him on red for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
And I will look to sweet, foolish Vincent. All right, my dear. The wheels are in motion. I will let you know as soon as I get a solid answer and a plan. I hope to have that soon. I don't think it will be immediate. It might take a night or two. Can you hold out?
Yeah, I think I can. You notice that while you were texting and sending off the little messages and such, waiting for responses and all of that, he had pulled out a small chapbook and a pen, and he had been drawing. He rips out a page. He hands it to you. That's the masks that they were wearing. And
I look at it.
You see it's like a fanged, strange, almost wolfen appearance. Blood red around the rim of the mouth. It's missing this portion. The sort of mandible portion of the mask is completely missing. And there are two symbols upon the mask in a language that you do not speak.
Oh. Language that I don't know?
A language that you don't know.
Okay.
You can make a very swift intelligence plus academics to recognize the language, although you do not speak it, in the same way that someone may be able to like recognize, like, oh, that's Cyrillic or that's Latin, but you don't speak it.
One success.
It's Greek.
Ah. I will carefully tuck that into my bag. Thank you for this. This I can research. Is there anything else you think I should know?
No, I just
before
wanted
you
to stop.
Make your great escape. I understand. If you think of anything, see anything, hear anything else about what happened that night, please. Between you and I, there are some that think I was involved, and I would like to absolve myself of that, because I have my own problems. I am not interested in a throne.
I
was
didn't.
fine with my little slice of the pie.
I didn't know.
Well, apparently, perhaps the folks who have told me this are wanting to make me upset. Or It just has not spread very far yet. And you would know that I had nothing to do with it because you were there. You would have seen me. Is there anything subtle about this? And I motion to myself, dressed in a very particular fashion.
He like looks you up and down.
Exactly.
No, that's not subtle.
No.
Yeah. Listen. If I see anything, I'll message you.
Good.
If I hear anything, can I? If I feel like I'm in trouble, can I call you?
Sure. You have my number now.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna hesitantly, and I'm gonna do it slowly, not suddenly, because he's clearly very on edge, reach out and give him a little tap on the side of his arm. It'll be okay.
Yeah. He like looks to where you're touching his arm. His eyes don't really leave your hand.
Pull away. I don't linger too long.
Yeah, I hope so. Do you want to check out the museum?
Sure.
Okay. I curated.
Oh, I'm here for this history lesson.
I curated all of this. It's from Lower Egypt. All of these artifacts were, and he like takes a breath. He's like, Jesus, this is my job. I'm an anthropologist by trade.
Oh.
I study ancient civilizations. All of the artifacts that you see here are from before the birth of Christ. They are Coptic jars and remains that are brought from one of the most ancient dynasties of all of Egypt. The hieroglyphs that you see here were carved by the hands of royalty. Actually.
I can read them, correct?
Yeah, you absolutely can. You see, as he sort
I'll
of
actually
like
point out the ones that I recognize, and I'll like read them out a little bit so he knows that we're on the level here.
he's like, wait,
I am quite well versed.
are you an Egyptologist? Or did you study how? And he like loses himself for a moment. He's like, how old are you?
Not very.
Oh, I'm from I came I was there when they dug up all the original when Britain came into Egypt and they were doing the big Egyptology rush back in the Victorian era and people were eating mummies and all of that wild stuff. I was there. I was boots on the ground for His Royal Highness's anthropological efforts, and I dug up a lot of the pharaoh's tombs, and I was there for
She's geeking out so hard right now.
when
This is the only geeky thing that Lupe loves.
when His Majesty was present for for the unveiling of the one of the, you probably don't care.
She is obviously very interested. Like,
Yeah, he just doesn't catch the social
continue.
cues. Oh. Okay. Yeah,
I'm okay. Here's the connecting thread. Clan ministry.
Oh.
I do work
Okay.
within the Church of Set, so that is why I understand Egyptian.
Oh, I thought you and Liam were Toreador. That's what I was told. Okay.
Is that what he told you? Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a Toreador.
Okay.
Although I do look fabulous like one.
Yeah, you look great.
She's like soaking this up, like, "Aw, it's such a shame he has to
Jesus
go."
Christ.
All right. Well, okay. Well, anyway, I'll make it short. You clearly know what's going on here. I don't have to read these hieroglyphs for you. I don't have to do any of that. There's one very special object here that I'm very proud of. And
I'm waiting to see if it has anything to do with Set, please.
he walks in to the main show floor of the museum. That right there. And behind thick glass, illuminated on all sides delicately, looking like very, very much the centerpiece to an entire collection, is a crook. That right there is a pharaoh of the first dynasty's personal scepter. He held that in his hands as he was embalmed and put to rest underneath the pyramids. That is a priceless artifact, and I had to move heaven and earth to get it here.
It's a shame that you're leaving all of this behind.
His face sinks for a second. I'm not leaving all of it behind. Do you want to hold it?
Yes.
We don't leave fingerprints. And then
Yay.
he gently takes out a key. Smooth, the glass opens. With gentle hands, he pulls out the scepter.
This is so uncharacteristically wholesome for Lupe.
All right. Take it.
She will.
Your skin feels electric.
Oh.
There is something beyond a simple artifact here. This is
It's magic.
something else. You've held enough ritual items, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tell me what you feel.
Electric. It feels like artifacts that we have.
Close.
You can tell she is just like openly in awe. There's no bullshit
It's
whatsoever
close.
in this moment.
It's real close.
Fascinating.
I'm taking that with me.
I would too if I were you. And I will slowly hand it back very carefully.
He places it back in the display. He closes the door. He locks it. All right. I didn't think I'd find a kindred spirit. This has been nice, but staying in one spot for too long, you know.
Right. I know the deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a lovely rest of your evening.
Yeah, I'll try. Thanks for humoring me.
Of course. Thanks for humoring me. She'll take a turn, take her phone out again. I'm sure she has a bunch of texts from fucking Trevor.
You have like 13 missed messages. It's like question marks.
Jesus.
It's like question marks. What's going on? What's this intel? I don't have time for this. What are you doing? Where are you? Can we meet?
It's only been 10 minutes. Yes, we can meet. Sorry, I was wrapping up important matters.
There is one from Deacon that simply says, is he staying in Canada or is he going elsewhere?
It's out of the city.
Heard.
And I send a second text to Deacon that says, he's a good one. I don't want LePage to get his hands on him.
Send him to my
Actually, I think
motel.
I would just write BLP rather than
You respond.
his name.
I can set him up at my motel until we get him out.
Oh. I'll give him the address, question mark.
Yeah, he'll send it to you. That was Daryl trying to figure out, like, how hackable are these phones?
They're as hackable as
storyteller
you are
brain.
paranoid. That's exactly
Oh.
the level.
Yeah.
My story- If you think he only has one phone, and one of them doesn't
Aaron's
have
about to make a
satellite
note.
I
capability.
have more than one. This is just the daily driver, okay? Okay, so when I get that information, I'm actually gonna I stop on my way out. I'm like texting LePage where we're gonna meet. I get the information from Deacon. I've stopped in the doorway. Surely Vincent sees this, and I turn.
He's taking you to the door. He has to lock the doors and stuff. Yeah.
Oh right.
The At
Okay.
Dawn Motel, just so you know.
Okay, so I will. Can I borrow your little pad really quick? I have a safe place for you to stay
Oh,
until we can move you. It's a motel
Okay.
owned by someone in my coterie who is willing to help.
Yeah. And he hands you the notepad.
I'll write down the address.
Takes it. A no-tell motel?
Yes.
All right.
All right, man. Look,
Wait, that's a little. Listen. Honestly, if you say it's safe, I have to trust you.
I trust him as much as I can trust any kindred, which, and maybe even more.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Don't tell him I said that.
I hope I
Go to
don't meet
this
him.
place. I have some business to attend to.
Yeah.
Good evening, and I will step out the door.
Okay. We're going to zoom back out.
Yep.
Folks, it is right there that we are going to call our first break. Our break. We're going to go in human, go and get your drinkies, go to the washroom, do what you got to do. We will be back in 10 minutes. So stick around. Tell your, spread the word. We're live. Tell your neighbor, tell your friends, tell your local congressperson. This is a better use of their fucking time than what they're actually doing. Tell your garbage person, tell your mail person. Go to the store, tell your clerks. Tell your mom. Say, tell them that we're live. Say all those things. But anyway, we'll be back in 10 minutes. We love you all. We appreciate you, and we'll see you very soon. We'll skip all the preamble. It's good to see you, but I think it's time to get right back into it. There's a few people within this coterie that need to meet, that have agendas, and have things they'd like to accomplish. So please, who would like to go first? I believe that there was talk of collaborative effort towards the occult writings upon the notes that were given by Baron LePage. I believe that there was a a Tremere whip that was going to be seen to. There's a few things left on that agenda.
Uptown could pick up December right now if we want to do that.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
All right. December gets a text from Uptown that says, I think I got a lead on our mutual friend we've been looking for. You want to go? How do you feel about a stakeout?
As soon as possible. Let's go.
I'll text you when I'm there. Several minutes later, ding ding, or whatever your ringtone is. I don't know what it is.
It's silent, but yes.
Ah, fair enough.
And
No. Sometimes I forget Uptown's a boomer. Anyways. A stylish but understated black Bentley sedan pulls up in front of the shop. And the back door opens, and waiting inside is Uptown.
December gets in. Hello.
Ooh, something's eating you. I won't ask.
I'm so transparent.
Mm-hmm. Do you expect anything less at this point?
Not at all. Kind of appreciate it sometimes.
Well, there's so much doublespeak in our world. Sometimes sometimes you have to call somebody a piece of shit to their face. You know what I mean?
I think you have a lot more leeway in that than I do.
That's fair. Anyways, our friend, the Tremere Primogen's Ghoul Whip. What was it? I can't remember.
Whip?
The Whip? Is that who we're looking for? It's somebody important to the Tremere Primogen. You had mentioned in the past that we're looking for this person. I have no idea why, but I mean, I've never met a Tremere.
It disappeared real quick. That's why.
After the prince died, yeah. I was gonna say, I've never met a Tremere Primogen that didn't look like they fucked like they're hula hooping for the first time. So, like, I'm in to fuck this guy over immediately.
Yes, please, because this asshole is breathing down my neck.
Spill.
Well, it hasn't gone unnoticed that we met up and that the tower was aflame.
Okay.
I'm not happy about it.
So did he come to your shop?
Yeah.
That presumptuous fucker. Who does he think he is,
Been a
showing
while.
up uninvited? Right?
Been a while since I've gotten an unwanted visit. I thought I had progressed beyond them. And yet, here I am.
What did he ask you?
What's up? What's going on? Who's up there? What are we doing?
Presumably something about who killed the prince.
Yeah, he's interested, but not in the way I expected.
He making a power play or something?
Feels like it. And I can't be here if he's going to be the new prince. I will
No,
not
that's
be under
fair.
his thumb again.
Yeah. Person preaching is a fool. It's easier to leave if you're in the back pew. I get it.
Except now I'm up front with all of you.
Sorry for the sore company.
Well, maybe we'll do something productive to make it worth my while.
Absolutely. Rachel, I was saying earlier, it was nasi lemak, and it was Kuala Lumpur. It's a rice dish. Absolutely delicious. If you're ever out that way, you have to try it. Anyways,
Yes,
we're heading over to wherever we saw this person. I brought the file with me, and Aaron, I do have a Haven Merit library.
Yes.
For personnel files.
Mm-hmm.
If you want me to make some kind of roll to justify how close we are to this person we're looking for. And if
The
December
person
has
that
any...
you were looking for was the Malkavian Primogen, not the Tremere.
No, this was one from our backstory.
We're talking about, yeah, are we talking about you two with Lavali's whip, right? It wasn't the whip, it was the ghoul.
Yeah. Okay,
That's why I
so
was
it
getting, that's where I was getting confused.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's a ghoul we're after, that the ghoul of the Tremere Primogen then, who
Got you.
disappeared.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to ask. This can be collaborative. And we'll say whoever makes the roll, it's going to be intelligence plus investigation.
Okay.
And we'll see for a willpower, for one superficial willpower damage,
Okay.
the person who helps on that roll will get to add their investigation to the roll.
Ooh. So if I spend a willpower, I can sub my investigation in for December's?
You'll add your investigation.
Okay. So I have intelligence 2 and investigation 3 with a specialization in profiling, if that helps.
I feel like I should roll it because I've got intelligence 4, investigation 2.
Okay, let's do that. I'll burn the willpower to add my investigative talents.
Okay.
So you'll add an extra 3 dice or 4 if my specialization applies. Does it, Aaron?
It definitely applies, yes.
Okay, so you add an extra 4 dice.
The most dice.
Don't forget your hunger.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this time I got my hunger pre-prepared since I know.
Tremendous.
Okay. This is a big roll. Bear with me. Four successes, critical. Like there was a pair. Well, there's 3 10s.
3 10s.
So would that be an extra 2?
That will be an extra 2, yes. So that's
5.
technically 6 successes.
6 successes, yes.
That is 6 successes.
Teamwork.
Christian Lavalley's ghoul is a man of habit. His name, Modi Ristus.
Ugh. You know what? That sounds like the Tremere Primogen's ghoul.
Modi gets up in the evening, heads down to Second Cup, grabs himself a coffee, snags the exact same old-fashioned plain donut, sits. You watch him. He's browsing on his laptop. He checks out the Financial Times. He's looking up different ways to, gamify his tasks during the day. There's one singular event outside of the tedium of his day-to-day processes that seems out of the ordinary for any given individual. He makes a stop every evening right at the witching hour. He drops off an envelope through the mail slot of the Heritage Park Theater office. You could track him if you wanted. You could probably snag him if you needed. But That is up to you. You have his number, so to speak, his daily routine. You've been tracking him for some time, and that little anomaly is something that is of note.
Hey, December, you got any mumbo jumbo we can do to that package to figure out where it's going once it's there?
My specialty is more about tracking people than items. We'd need to see someone with it for it to be worth my while.
I might be able to make that happen. I definitely know that I can get inside and look inside the package and see what it is he's delivering. And maybe that'll give us a clue into where it's going.
Okay. You can handle that part on your own?
You know what? Yeah, I'll take whatever I find in there, and I'll follow up with you later. And no, that's everything. Let's find out what this fucker's up to. Do you want to head back to the shop, and I'll let you know when I have more?
Yes. Update as soon as possible. I have work to do.
All right. I'll have Rachel take you back, and Rachel, when you're finished, come back and pick me up. We're gonna find out what's in this package without anybody knowing that we touched it.
Be cautious. There are eyes.
Sir?
I appreciate the concern, December. Thank you.
I'm just taking Miss December away, and then how long should I be?
Get back here as soon as you possibly can. I'm going to wait around and see if there's anybody hanging around. I'll scope the place out, and then as soon as you're back, we'll find out.
How soon as possible?
Drive reasonably.
Heard.
Very good.
December, you are gathered and dropped back off at your shop. Uptown, you are standing in front of the Heritage Park theater office, or a reasonable distance away.
I'm going to use Unseen Presence to move throughout this location, find the entrances, see if the Tremere Primogen has put any other sort of protections here, or if it's just a drop-off location for his ghoul.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a Wits plus Awareness, please.
I do get a titch hungrier from using Unseen Presence. And then you said Wits and Awareness, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, Wits and Awareness. Ooh, I'm real good at that. That is okay. Just 5 successes with a critical.
There is no noticeable undue magics. There are no untowards features. It doesn't seem like there's anything out of the ordinary here. It is 3 a.m. on a on a piece of property that is usually reserved for historical recreations. This is it's the down season. Like the staff here is very minimal even during the day. But right now, right here, dead zone. The package has been dropped off. What do you want to do about it?
As soon as Rachel gets back, I'm going to have her watch my back.
Yeah.
And with her kind of keeping an eye out on me, Uptown's going to fall back into some habits and training that he doesn't lean on very often.
Right.
And he thinks about his time in the Canadian Armed Forces.
Okay.
And I will make a just straight up... do I have to break in, or is the door open?
The door is definitely not open.
Hey,
go ahead and give me a dexterity plus larceny.
Hell yeah.
And if I could,
Yeah.
can I also get you to roll a dexterity plus stealth?
Is it for avoiding CCTV?
No.
Okay.
Not that I should be telling you that, but
That's fair. Just curious because I have power that would stop it.
yes.
Okay, sorry. Dexterity and stealth. Okay, so that is 5 dice. I'll do the stealth first.
Okay.
That is 4 successes.
Okay.
And then dexterity and larceny. This one, I'm going to make a rouse check to rouse the blood to add 2 dice.
Excellent.
I don't get hungrier, thankfully. So, there we go. Oh my god. Actually horrific. I'm going to spend a willpower.
People are rolling bad tonight.
Stop rubbing off on me, Mandy.
Choose this.
Much better. That is 3 successes.
Okay. With very little effort, you pick the lock, you make your way inside of this theater building, and you find yourself in front of the administrative office where the mail slot has its deposit. You stand amidst very typical administrative office equipment, computers, desks, chairs, fluorescent lighting, very banal environs. A distinct and familiar chill runs up your spine.
Okay.
Can I please get you to make a wits plus awareness?
Wits and awareness, yes. 2, 3. Ooh, there we go. 5 successes with a critical.
You see the outline fade into view. Very likely the most unfortunate thing that you could possibly see.
Okay.
Christian Lavallee stands next to the mail chute.
Stands where?
Right next to the mail chute.
Okay. He's about to pick up the package.
No, he's staring right at you.
Okay. For what it's worth, no, that's fine. He's staring right at me.
Mm-hmm.
No. I look at him. Kind of like go like this because I'm under obfuscate, just to make sure.
He drops his obfuscate.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches his hand down into the mail receptacle,
Yeah.
lifts it up, holds the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
You after this?
The ends of your sentences keep cutting out because I think of where your mic is at.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can up my
settings.
gain.
Uptown grins. Now that's a pretty neat trick. There's not many people who could see me.
I've been waiting.
Mm-hmm.
You in December, right?
Uptown kind of looks around. Are there cameras in here, Aaron?
You take a quick glance. There are absolutely cameras in here.
Perfect. Okay. Well, you see, here's the thing. I don't really give a shit about yours and December's relationship, but I know you think you're somebody in the Camarilla.
I've been waiting for you.
Yeah?
Yeah. You.
I didn't know you were such a fan.
Little band of revolutionaries. Right?
Hmm.
You killed Kyle. And I should be thanking you. But I have someone breathing down my neck about it. And I know he's breathing down your little Baron's neck. And this whole process, this entire domain sits on the precipice of collapse, and your revolution is going to fail, and the Camarilla will erect a new puppet here or some such thing, and we all lose, right? That's where I see it going. I have been waiting for one of you to fuck up like this. You just couldn't keep your fucking nose clean. And I should have known that you couldn't, because you're uptown, you're the investigator, you're the ex-military, insane, red string to every surface of your little fucking haven. I know who you are. I know who you are.
Say my name, motherfucker. Go on.
You're uptown. And that's the only thing that you are anymore.
Say
you
that
made
name.
this. You made this.
Say it.
I'm not doing a single fucking thing that you want me to do. You now sit in a very unique, disadvantaged position.
How's that?
You hear a knock at the door.
Heightened senses. I have. By the cadence or anything like that, or the smell, or anything that I've come in here with all of my pattern recognition bullshit, do I know who's on the other side of the door?
There's two sets of footsteps that came up to the door that was right behind you as you walked in. It is your ghoul, Rachel, and someone else.
I trust Rachel to handle herself.
Okay.
I look at the Tremere Primogen, and I say, well, Uptown says, but he's not sure where it comes from inside himself. To him I said simply, I am what God has made me, and still I would not kneel. And on camera in this public building, I draw and try and shoot the Primogen in the head.
Okay. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Dexterity and firearms or wits?
That's actually going to be initiative. That is the
Okay.
grabbing of the gun. That is the instant of danger. What is your dexterity plus wits?
7.
7. That is a good old-fashioned roll-off. Give me a d10. He has rolled a 3.
I also rolled a 3. Are we rolling again?
I think we should roll again.
Okay.
That is a 10.
Also a 10.
We're going to do something interesting here.
Okay. They happen at the same time?
You fire the gun
Yeah.
as he raises his hand and shouts out a word of power. Roll me dexterity plus firearms, please. I will also require a resolve plus occult.
Okay. All right. I'm spending I'm going to make a rouse check to rouse the blood on my firearms.
Yep.
I get a little hungrier. And dexterity. And then 2. And then another 2, but I have to sub out 3 for 100 dice. Oh my god. Ten successes, messy critical.
Can you give me, before I describe the scene of what happens, can you give me
The resolve in occult?
Please and thank you.
Okay. Resolve. How does it work if you don't have points in a skill?
You take -1 off of the successes.
Oh, it subtracts from the successes.
Yeah.
Not from the dice pool. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, here goes. Yeah, I'm gonna rouse the blood again. I gotta.
Okay.
Succeed that time, thankfully. And I get 2 more dice. That is 3 successes.
3 successes?
No critical, no nothing.
Okay. Coterminously, these events happen. You fire at Lavali.
Yeah.
The bullet enters through the raised hand, blowing it apart.
Yeah.
It then enters through his shoulder and out the back of him. Bullets are incredibly powerful against a mortal. Even with that tremendous amount of successes, Lavali does not drop. And it seems as if the axis action has skewed your aim. You feel your body twist.
Okay.
He raises up a hand towards you, the one that you fire off of his body, but before the bullet hits, he twists his wrist. And you feel your legs twist in opposite directions. You feel your arms splay out behind you. And as if being drawn and quartered, you feel a tension in your body before there is a final shove, a tremendous telekinetic push that nails into the center mass of Uptown, throwing you against the wall and holding you firm. With the firing of the gun, the door swings open. Standing is Modi and Rachel. Rachel looks at you. I would just do what Christian says. And you feel a cold chill run down your back.
I've known Rachel for a long time. He's not the sort to give in like that. What does he have based on her reaction?
You wish you knew. You search for answers. That analytical mind looks for any gap in her schedule, any moment where he would have had access, and you're drawing blanks. You don't know what's happened. You wish you knew. But Rachel is looking at you in a way that she has never before, as an adversary.
Can I make an insight check? Wits and insight to see if she's bloodbound to someone other than me?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
That is an intensive process. This is investigation for another day if you get out.
Okay. So are my limbs still usable?
You were flayed out, then slammed against the wall. The next round of initiative will ring on.
How much damage do I take? Sorry.
You have actually taken no damage. It is not a damaging effect. Your limbs are. We'll get into it during the next round of initiative. Please, can you roll since it was a
tie?
A tie. That is a 6.
8.
What do you do? What do you try to do?
I missed his head, and we are on camera. I need something that looks on camera like a kill shot, like something a mortal couldn't get up from. I'm shooting again. I squeeze the trigger.
You will take a 2 dice penalty to this shot,
Okay.
as you feel as if your limbs are being pulled in directions that you do not want them to go. You are fighting against this telekinetic force, but you can still manage to try to bring the gun to bear.
With Auspex 1 heightened senses, could that possibly counteract the strange sensation?
No.
Okay.
It is a physical force.
2. Rousing again. That's cocked. We're good. One more time. Eight, another messy critical.
The gun goes off.
Mm-hmm.
Lavali, again, has a hole blown through him.
Where?
Center mass. Looks like it should be through the heart. A normal
Okay.
man would be dead.
And for like, just as a sort of addition onto that, I say, now you're on camera being shot center mass. How much further are we going to go here?
Oh. Is that what we're doing here? Is that, you think? The little cameras? I own this building. Uptown. If you don't want to do what I ask, you better kill me. And then he is going to look you right in the eye. I need a intelligence plus resolve, please.
Is this a discipline power?
This is a discipline power.
Okay. I do get an extra dice to resist. Rousing the blood. Hungrier.
You're at hunger 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of dice. Six.
Stop moving until I tell you. And you feel your body freeze. Rachel, bind his hands and his legs. And Rachel grabs a pair of handcuffs. She puts them on your hands, and a pair of zip ties around your legs. Modi, gag him. Modi comes up behind you, binds your mouth with cloth. Take his gun. They take your pistol. Search him. Rachel pats you down.
There's a knife in my boot.
Her mouth goes to your ear as she takes the knife out of your boot. I'd say I was sorry. But I'm tired of you pining for your dead fucking wife. Lavali has real plans for this city and not half-cocked schemes of a madman. Is there anything within Uptown's repertoire that would be able to get him out of this situation easily? Is there anything that you can think of?
That depends where I end up. If I end up in a trunk, being taken somewhere, absolutely. If they intend to just put me out of my fucking misery right here, I don't know that there's a lot I can do.
There will be a second location. You are loaded into a trunk, but we are going to zoom out.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel loads you into the trunk. Modi watches the entire thing, and you hear Lavali's voice come through the metal of the car. I'm going to text your little friend. You should really hope that she comes through and sees reason. Because she didn't. Last time, she decided to come and get you. Stick her nose into my business. Could have been a lot easier. And we're going to zoom out.
The last thing in Uptown's mind, just because it's so on brand, and the playlist is playlisting right now, there's a song in his head. It's Walking After Midnight by Patsy Cline. And he imagines that first interview for the Canadian Armed Forces intelligence branch. And he grins to himself madly in the trunk, delirious with hunger, the voice of Joe in his ear, that beast in the back of his mind, telling him, "You fucked up this time," as he slips the cuffs in the trunk. But we'll roll that another day.
There's a few other points of order for the evening. If I'm not mistaken, there's a little bit of research. There's a little bit of insight. There's a little bit of investigation that was needed from the rest of the coterie. Deacon?
Yes.
I believe you had something on the agenda.
Well, I was supposed to go. Is this all happening the same time that he was supposed to go meet with December?
Seems about that, yeah. December would have been brought back to the shop, and then you'd have access to December. It wouldn't be anything untowards. Okay. You probably wouldn't know what's going on at all.
Yeah, he would contact December. Hey, I'm heading to the shop. I have some questions about things that only really you know about. Will be the message you get. Just letting you know that he's on his way.
You get a response. Just got back. Come anytime.
When he arrives, one, you can hear the engine before he gets there. He arrives. I spent this entire session just waiting to say what car he's driving tonight. I don't care about any of the other role plays happening. No, I'm joking.
Oh my god.
No, I'm joking. He arrives, and I have it in my phone specifically, so I don't mess it up. He arrives in a customized Dodge Challenger SRT 170 Demon, which is functionally the fastest car that is street legal because it reaches 60 miles in 1.66 seconds. It is customized on the outside with a wad body kit that makes it look like the 1968 Dodge Charger. And it is matte green with a black stripe going down it.
Damn.
With the mesh front that covers up the lights and such, but the lights still shine through. But what you hear the engine coming as it parks out front, and in steps Deacon. Just kind of rubs his bald head, his shaved head, as he walks in to your shop, and he kind of just glances around. I hope I'm not interrupting anything that you had going tonight.
No, just waiting for Uptown to come back.
Come back? Where's he go?
We're working on something.
The thing that we're all supposed to be working on is something different.
More or less.
Something different.
Related.
The thing we're all working on. Related?
It might stand to reason, actually, that Lupe might have been invited to this. There may have been precedent for that. I do understand that December also wanted to have a tete-a-tete with Lupe in the same sort of vein. Is that...
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
And considering that Lupe was asking for my help with the whole travel situation, if she had requested, I would have picked her up.
Is that something that Lupe would acquiesce to? Is that on the agenda? I understand that Lupe and December wanted to go over the ritual notes within that dossier together.
Yes. I'm a little weird on the timeline of this.
So the timeline, I can cut the exact timeline of what happened. So essentially, the events of the evening were, Lupe's events would have happened first. It was a very quick meeting with, well, like a 30-40 minute meeting with Jesus' name, Vincent. With Vincent. And then, the Daryl's or Deacon's situation would have happened right around the same time. We've got December's, that all happened early in the evening. We're about 3:30 maybe in the morning at this point. There's still quite a few hours of the evening left before the sun rises. It's Canada. It's the winter.
Okay, so I'll assume I'm making a pit stop before I go visit the Baron.
Yeah, that could definitely be like a quick conversation with the homies to look at notes, compare things, and talk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll meet them there then, since I would have already been out and about, so I would have my car.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, which Ian helped me pick out a car, because I'm not a car girly. Lupe drives a 1984 Marcos Mantula Spider Black. It is orange. It's like a yellow-orange color with a black stripe down the back, the middle of it.
I love that. I love that.
It's a little vroom vroom car. But yeah, she pulls up.
Okay.
And once again, you just hear the engine.
Yep, you just hear the,
the rumble. Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, my vampire friends are here.
Good evening.
Lupe, I wasn't. By the way, I got a PJ ready for your guy. Just let me know when he's ready to go. They operate 24/7, thankfully. If he's staying within, I can get him to Vancouver. It's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half flight there.
His specific ask was out of the city, so that sounds good. I let him know the address too.
All right. I'll have
Head
some
to
people.
your spot.
Yeah, I'll have some people. Honestly, I can probably no. By the time he gets there, Don will be approaching. We'll have him post them tonight. I'll get them out tomorrow evening.
I told
as
him
soon
it
as
was a
starts.
safe place for the night. I figured
Yeah.
you would need a little time anyway.
Yeah. I got him to get out the get out package, essentially. Private
Thank
jet
you.
and like 20 grand for when he lands for when he needs to restart.
Oh, excellent.
Halves for a
Perfect.
car, halves for what have you.
Right. Thank you so much for this. And in exchange, I got some information about what happened.
Do tell.
Come on, come inside. Let's not talk out here. You never know who might be lurking.
Probably a Nosferatu or two, but I just
Mhm.
operate like there's always at least one in the room anyway, so
Fair
always
enough.
assume there's at least two in your room.
That's usually what I assume at this point. Especially since one showed up to my club the other night. Anyway,
You just see Deacon's eyes like waiting for you to elaborate on that, but when you say
Everybody
anyway,
The
wants
just goes,
door
information.
opens.
everybody wants information.
The door opens because Deacon's presence was telegraphed well in advance of his arrival.
So was mine.
Great. Both of you, once you row out of your cars, the door opens and December's like, "Are you coming?"
Yes,
Deacon very
yes.
much stands to the side and allows Lupe in first.
She'll give you a little nod and head in. I have some tea. Do we want the tea first?
Yes, and then I'll give you mine in return.
Excellent.
Have a little bit as well.
Oh, our little birdie who is about to fly the nest is the Malkavian whip. Little Vinny. Well, he's not so little, really, but he's tall.
Oh?
He's very tall.
Okay.
He was there when the prince got. But he wasn't there. He was outside in the
He was in
car
the
waiting.
he was in the vicinity.
He was outside of the building.
Mm.
And I will basically apparently some sort of ritual took place. This is something we may want to research quite urgently. And I will take out the little sketch of the masks with the Greek writing. And I will put it on December's desk. I assume we're in your office or something, having a chat.
Yeah.
I'll put this down. This is the masks that they were wearing. My understanding is these Primogen met up, diablerized the prince or something like it together as a group. And the Malkavian Primogen went more mad than you would expect. And I'll detail the prophecy. Blood raining down, the end of all times, all of those things, you know.
It's there's always a prophecy at the end of times.
Skin melting off of a kindred, you know, just ritual things.
Hey, just for my own edification. Nothing about like foliage attacking people or anything like that, right? Nothing
Nope.
like the earth coming at us. Okay.
Nope.
No. I don't have anything like that. Just blood and doom and... Well,
There's
apparently
always
multiple people, multiple kindred are the ones who ended the prince.
Ugh.
So there's more than
Well,
one
Did
culprit.
Did they all go mad after?
I only know of the one so far. But
No
that
word of
does put some validity to what the Baron said about the other whip, the one that they burned.
yeah,
Perhaps.
that
He saw and could not disclose. Literally could not.
well, I can tell you with a lot of authority that it was not the Ventru Primogen that did that to his whip. Or at least that's what he told me. He had nothing to do with it, but he knew something about it.
Did he seem normal to you? Like, or was something wrong?
I'm Deacon. Damon.
Oh, demon. Right.
Did he seem normal to me?
Oh, are you asking me?
No, I was asking. That was how he was responding to Lupe. Did he seem normal to me? He seemed the same amount of frightened that most people seem to be of me.
I also talked to the gangrel primogen. Didn't have much other than tell me to be careful, and she was the one who pointed me to Vincent.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Apparently, you have an ex looking for you. Something else that I was informed of by the Ventru Primogen.
He does like to make a lot of noise.
He was vexed.
Messy.
Yeah, Damon was actually pretty shocked that I didn't already know who your ex was. But I'm like, I've met you. You're quite attractive. I'm sure you have quite a few exes. But if it turns into,
mentioning.
I will say this. If him looking for you is going to be a problem, specifically if it turns into a problem for the coterie that we are, I like to keep an eye out for my own. And since we are a coterie, you're my own. So if you'd like, I can find him before he finds you. Or let me know if he finds you, and then I can find him. Barring that, Texas will find him. It'll be a lot of Texas doing the finding.
She will nod, but you can see there's a little bit of conflict there.
Yeah. If I'd find him...
I would rather handle him myself.
I get it. Just wanted to put it out there that since we are working together, I consider you under the umbrella, as it were.
I appreciate that. I have every confidence that should he become a problem, I will handle it.
Okay. But if he does become a problem, I don't want this to sound cold, but there's no other way to say it. Make sure it just remains your problem, because if it becomes our problem, I'm going to handle it my way.
Understood. If he becomes our problem, I'd like to be first in line.
That's not a problem.
Long story short, I do not wish to be found. But if I have to find him, I will.
Got it.
I left him for a reason. That's why I'm here.
Well, that gives me a little bit more information about you. Don't want to be found. Got it.
That's actually something that I want to bring up. What type of connections does he have to the Camarilla? Not. I'm asking for specific reasons.
What a complicated question. You see, I will have to use we here, are generally unaffiliated. However, he decided that now was a good time to come up here to bumblefuck nowhere and make nice with the Camarilla. Not my idea. Not my choice. That's why I'm here.
So you left.
Yes. I saw the writing
Well,
on the
I've got
wall.
a Camarilla problem of my own, and it may or may not be related because you are significantly involved.
Boy, oh boy.
And you can kind of see December is probably more agitated than you've seen her in previous interactions. And she says, I also had a Primogen visit.
Who?
Christian. The Tremere Primogen.
Immediate sour grapes face. I never could get to that one. He always kept me at arm's length.
Fucking Chris.
Yes, because he's an asshole.
I got to it.
No
He's
offense,
an
because
asshole
you're
and
different. Fucking Tremere. Other than you.
Yes, I'm feeling the same feelings right now because he's unduly interested in you and what we're up to and what has happened with the prince. It's a great question. Why would somebody want to connect with you against your will?
Against my... Are we talking blood magic shit? Okay.
Are I always?
True. We usually do talk about this. That's true. No idea why he wants me.
He thinks you're cute.
He can get in line.
Yeah, that's not exactly the vibe I got out of him.
Look, I was hoping it would. If it was that, it would make things so much more simpler.
Listen, if all they want is to get laid, then I can arrange for that, but...
No, they want me to take your blood and deliver it directly back to him.
Oh,
absolutely the fuck not.
What? Oh.
Yeah. And...
Is this a magic thing?
Yes, it's a magic thing. It's always a magic thing. If Tremere is involved, it is a magic thing.
I don't know, maybe... okay.
It's a magic thing.
All right. Look, the magic... I'm still somewhat new, so the whole magic thing still is a bit of a jarring thing when it comes up. That's why I come to you about certain things. My education is still in its infancy. Apologies.
The Tremere are inherently magical by nature.
Yeah.
That is what they do.
And this one's a real dick about it.
Yes.
Apparently my magics are inferior to his own.
He's
He
like
is.
a cut from the...
And I get the feeling that he's got designs on that vacant position that just came up. Because he's putting a lot of pressure on me, and I can't resist it unless I have assistance. Which is what, me and Uptown are working on a little bit, but that's why I'm bringing you in on it.
Where is Uptown? Why isn't he here?
He's looking into the ghoul, the Primogen's ghoul who disappeared pretty quickly after the prince's demise. We've been tracking him for a while. identified a place that he frequently visits, this theater administrative building downtown, and he's looking into it. He should be back.
It's in a minute. Would I know the building just by hearing it?
Yes.
If December mentions
Yeah,
it,
I would say so. Heritage Park. Yeah, Heritage Park Theater is well known. It's like the premier historical reenactment.
Would I know who runs it? Whose territory it is?
That would be an intelligence plus politics.
I'm going to take a negative to this because I didn't put anything in politics.
Ventrue with nothing in politics?
I also put nothing into finance.
Oh my god.
He's not
okay, that explains all the cars. I get it now. You spend so much.
His money's tied up in the toys. We get it.
Yeah.
It's not. I explained this to you. He made a lot of his money by very intricate ways of insider trading. He doesn't need to know finance if he gets all the information from these companies and then trades that way.
Oh, that's fair.
He knows nothing of the businesses that he owns and runs.
He learned after the fact. This is something I'll buy later, all right? This is a later buy. Well, it would be 3, but I have to subtract 1 success, so 2.
You have a very unfortunate realization, which is that the Heritage Park Ranch and Museum and Historical Reenactment Site, the sort of square kilometer that makes up the grounds of, is the premier hunting ground of one Christian Lavallee.
That's the noise he makes.
What?
So
What?
Why are you groaning?
Because that's Christian's hunting ground that you just dropped him off at.
What?
Yeah.
Someone's gonna
dropped him
text
off.
up there.
You dropped him off literally to the asshole of which we speak.
I'm so glad I didn't go in there. Except now he's in there.
You get a text back, December. I'm fine. Can you come and pick me up? Rachel's busy. And then just a pin.
I'd like to point out you've never gotten a text from Uptown that didn't have profanity in it.
That's why I want the insight of like the,
You can, we'll say an insight. This will be a bit of a heavy difficulty. Like immediately recognizing text nuance is a skill.
Yeah, that seems fair.
FaceTime him right now.
Uptown doesn't have a phone with a screen, but
Yeah, that's not possible. So wait, do I just roll insight by?
I'm so sorry. It'll be wits plus insight.
How can you share a pin if you have a flip phone?
Then you get an address. I would say I forgot that he has a fucking caveman phone. Like,
He really is a boomer.
he's 70 years old. He's a boomer.
I'm just a baby.
1 success.
one success.
Yep.
Uptown needs you to pick him up.
He wants me to come pick him up, I guess. He didn't find anything.
Call him.
Where the fuck is Rachel?
Call him or I will.
Busy?
His ghoul's too busy?
I immediately just call him.
That's not too out of the ordinary, a ghoul being busy. That's not, that part's not so, you can throw suspect on it if you like, if that's Deacon slant, but
I would say that's suspect, because
yeah.
Isn't he always with Rachel, though?
He doesn't
Pretty
drive.
much?
Well, he doesn't drive, but also he needs a ride. Look.
You said that you were calling him.
Yes.
Lupe was.
Well, okay, wait. hold on. I don't want to metagame.
Mm-hmm.
Did you mention, December, did you mention that, like, did you show the text? Because if I see a text that has no profanity in it, I'm calling that motherfucker.
I think she would have just read it aloud, but like you wouldn't have seen the wording. So
Okay, she just calls.
yeah, what's your interpretation?
Okay.
She's just gonna call. Also, because he's a boomer and probably does better in voice call.
Ring, 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 ring. You don't get an answer. You receive a text back, Lupe. Can't talk right now. Bad company.
I can't talk right now. Bad company.
That doesn't sound good.
He's texting instead of talking.
Okay. This is one of two things. It's a trap, or he's trapped. Which is kind of both, really.
It's both. It's probably both. It's vampires.
I mean, it's not
Kindred.
necessary
It's
to trap
both.
me. I'm already entrapped, so it's more of a trap for you. Is someone coming with me, or am I?
You are
about
not
to
going
get-
by yourself.
Well, how much time? You did say it's. I don't know when the sun comes up in winter in Canada.
We
This
should have
time
at
of
least
year?
3 more hours.
You got about 3 hours. Yeah, it's 3 to 3:30 in the morning. You've got at least 3 hours before dawn.
How far away is this pin? This
The
address?
the address is about 2 city blocks outside of the Heritage Park Ranch. 15-minute drive.
I'm gonna message Ian. This is my way of getting you there for when we play again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna message Texas. Probably gonna get messy. Meet us here. Are we going? I don't hit send yet, and I go. Are we going?
Yes. We should go.
I don't have a choice. I need the information, or I need to know if he's been compromised.
I hit the mess. I hit send with the pen, then ellipses ... Saddle up for a rescue.
You get 3 emojis back. Cowboy hat, flex, gun.
This is so in character.
Mm-hmm.
I then turned to Lupe. Oh, I forgot to mention during my meeting with the Ventru Primogen,
Yeah.
I set up another meeting with the Camarilla Archon that's in town.
Oh, right. I was supposed to tell you that part. Yes, the Archon's in town.
Yeah. You and I are going to meet with him.
We what?
You and I are
Okay.
going to meet with him.
Oh, right.
You're you. You're you.
I am me.
And that's why I chose to bring you.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure you could sell ice to a penguin. Let's
You
not
know
act
what?
like you can't.
You're so right for that.
And
There's a
I
lot
could
of bravado there, and you've wanted to get your foot in that door for a long time. Not like this.
Not like this. All right. We should
Okay.
head out. Are we taking one
Are
vehicle?
we all? That's exactly what I was going to ask. Are we going together? Are we going separate?
How fast do we need to
there-
get out of there? Is the question.
Who knows?
I could pretty much do that with any car, but I feel like mine is the fastest.
There's more room in yours than there is in mine, so.
And if he
Only
says
a
there's
little
bad
bit more.
company,
I will say
company
my
sounds
car
good.
is a 2-door.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
There is a
So it's mine.
there is a back seat, but it's one of those terrible back seats where it's just like it'd be better if I didn't have a roof. That's the only way it works.
I'm
You
pretty
would
sure
take my car?
I'm pretty sure the Spider does not have a backseat. It's just a 2-seater.
You
Okay,
do
well,
have the big.
we'll take my
you
car.
got you got Big Mama's Cadillac.
Your mama's
Yeah,
Cadillac.
4 people can sit in the back seat of that, okay?
Oh my god,
Okay.
please tell me everything is fuzzy inside and there's like dice in the mirror.
I have a question, Aaron.
Instead of dice, it's herbs, but yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, before they start sending out the cavalry, what's in the trunk? What's in here with me?
Unfortunately,
Nothing.
nothing.
Not a first aid kit?
Nothing. This car is designed to transport people in uncomfortable positions. You've been black bagged before.
Yeah.
In fact, an uncomfortable amount of times.
Mm-hmm.
You've been trunked. You've spent
Oh, yeah.
time in spaces like this.
So many times.
And there is a very stark reality that Uptown is starting to come to the conclusion of. Your hands are free. Your feet are free. You've gotten the zip ties off. You've gotten the handcuffs off. You're working with a professional. You're not sure who this Modi is or if it's Christian, but somebody knows how to transport people. This is Baron, and the interior is made out of some sort of hard polymer, and it doesn't have that sweet access to the back seat of the car. This is a sealed unit.
That's not what I'm looking for.
There's
Is there access to a tail light?
nothing.
Hey, then this is about to get fucking gnarly. Uptown bares his fangs,
Mm-hmm.
and he puts his finger in his mouth. This is plastic on the inside, right?
Yes.
Some hard plastic.
Yes.
The toothpick is gone, I assume.
They didn't
puts
take
his
your
own-
toothpick.
Well, it's not going to do much good. Anyways, he takes it out of his mouth. The toothpick is what he used to get out of the handcuffs. We'll call that.
Oh, yeah, they did gag you. My bad. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That was just for flavor. I wanted you to have your toothpick. That's my bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they did gag you.
The
You don't
toothpick
have
was in
that.
the back of my throat because they
Oh.
didn't take it out first. Yeah.
That's uncomfy.
Anyways, Uptown takes his finger and puts it in his mouth,
Yeah.
and his fangs pierce in, and he drags them along until he has a sharpened bone point for a finger. And if you need me to make a resolve test, I will.
I would ask for a resolve from quite a few people.
Yep.
I'm not asking one from Uptown. A man that makes an
right.
action like that has done it
Yeah.
more than once.
Uh-huh. What do you think? Do you think that he hasn't fully capitalized on his kindred nature since becoming one and escaping situations like this? Absolutely not.
Precisely.
So he's got a sharpened bone spur there. And I'll take a point of aggravated damage for using my fangs to do it if I have to.
I would say so. You have
Okay.
flayed your hand to an extent.
Okay. I have a point of aggravated damage. And then I start cutting through the plastic until I find the emergency hatch.
The emergency access has been taken out, but you do get access to the tail light like you were asking for.
I kick the tail light out,
Okay.
and I stick my arm out and wave.
Okay. We will see what comes of that later.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that is something that you accomplish.
Can I get my whole arm out to the thing where you put the key in for the trunk? Or is it solely electronic?
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if Christian was the kind of guy who drove old cars, so.
You're in a Tesla.
Ugh.
Ew.
I realize I'm in a Tesla,
Mm-hmm.
and now I need to make a resolve test to stop myself from throwing up a little.
Mm.
Yeah.
Customizing a
One
Tesla
sec.
to transport people is crazy work.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. I'm looking over my character sheet, and I'm certain that there's something on here that might work. But for now, I am waving my arm out through the back, or through the tail light.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move back from Uptown to the rest of everyone really quickly. Brendan, just check your DMs real quick.
Okay.
So,
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, can I presume that the rest of the coterie loads up into their vehicles and drives down to where the shared address is? The shared address is for the Luminosity nightclub. Lupe, you are distinctly familiar with it.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, I know where this is.
How far is that from the
It,
theater building?
About maybe 2 blocks. About 2 city blocks.
Okay, 2 things as we're heading out. December does pick up what she worked on earlier, the spell pouches, and hands one each to Deacon and Lupe.
What do they look
what's
like?
this?
They look like organza bags filled with herbs and pieces of gem and a rolled up scroll of paper that is splattered in blood. They are neatly tied with a bow.
Incredible.
Cute.
Some
What does it
protection.
do? Oh.
Hopefully help keep you safe
Elves
from
into bra.
unwanted observation. I don't know if it's going to help now, but may as well. And the other thing would just be to if on our drive, if you will allow this, to use a ritual on the way to illuminate the trail of prey once we get close to the theater building.
You're trying to
Because
locate
December's like,
Uptown.
yeah, why did he go
Would
from
you allow me
one
to
location
drive?
to another?
Would you let me
Yes,
drive?
I would actually ask you to drive. I
Okay,
would be
yeah,
like,
I
you need
would-
to drive. I have magic to do.
Okay, yeah. Stairs and 3 dots and drive.
Oh. I only
Great,
have.
because I only have one.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I don't have any actually.
Ooh.
Lupe's a
0 dots
customer.
and drive. Let's get for clarity, and because this has come up in about 1,000 different conversations, 0 dots and drive does not mean that you cannot drive. 0 dots and drive means that you are the common pedestrian driver, the person that you honk at, the asshole that cuts you off. You are the one that is conspicuous when driving. You're the dick that has no idea how to actually handle a car on icy roads, etc., etc. It doesn't mean you don't know how to drive. Just means you're bad at it. So are you? So okay.
I think so.
Yeah, you illuminate the trail of prey. I would like to ask though, what does that ritual look like? Every practitioner that is in for the Tremere, the ones of the pyramid, it is a very tried and true ritual. You take a bit of whatever the binding material is of the familiar person that you need, and you put it inside of a goblet, and you mix that up with a little bit of vitae, as well as a bit of formaldehyde and a tiny bit of different chemicals for sight clarity, apparently. Things that would sharpen the sight. You get a little bit of beta carotene. You get a little bit of this. It is formulaic. House Karna operates differently. You run on your own paradigms. You run on your own will working, so to speak, what does December's illuminate the trail of prey look like?
It is she takes out a piece of crystal, a chunk of clear quartz, and she could use Vitae to empower it, but she doesn't in this moment. It's not necessary at this time. And she takes a pinch of some kind of sand out of her kit and a toothpick and holds it parallel to the crystal, sprinkles the sand on top, holds it open in her hand, and waits for the glow to begin so she can follow.
You conduct the ritual as you're driving towards luminosity. As Deacon brings the vehicle to a halt, the crystal begins to have a very gentle glow. It grows in intensity, and that tiny mote of light springs out of the crystal, trails out of the car, and you watch it as if a raindrop, it hits the snow-covered ground and splashes out in a small circle. The circle coalesces into a footprint. And then that gently glowing footprint starts to walk away, revealing to your eyes a trail to the interior of the club.
And she'll point the way. The rest I'll follow.
You get to the door as a trio. The doorman looks at you. There's no line, which is a little suspicious. Table for 3.
I have Daunt up when I walk up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love this. Can I have Awe up?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah.
He just feels a lot of really uncomfortable mixed emotions as we walk up to him.
He looks like his eyes keep darting to Deacon. He cannot take his eyes off of Lupe. Man stands at about 6'4", 6'5". He is low carb intake, protein shake, brick shit house of a man.
Yum.
I hang around with Tex all day. It just doesn't bother me. all night. Oh, were you expecting us?
No, I'm asking for you. Table for 3?
We're meeting friends inside.
Okay. Come on in. He opens the door for you, and you see an empty club.
It is 3 a.m. So.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what day of the week is it?
Thursday.
Thursday's rough.
Lupe immediately is like,
Yep. As a person who was a bouncer at one point, no.
There is an unfortunate sight that is revealed to you as the door opens. Up on the center stage, where usually there is a dancer, the pole has been taken down, and there is a bound, gagged tied to a chair, uptown. Sitting at a booth just in front of that tied and bound uptown is Christian Lavalle, flanked by Uptown's ghoul, a man that December recognizes as Modi, and one other, an unfamiliar, roughly maybe late 50s looking man, salt and pepper beard, wearing a tweed suit, herringbone.
Does he look like one of mine?
Scruff.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I was gonna say.
doesn't
Not
look like
familiar to any of us.
not familiar to any of you.
I just mean, does he look Ventru? That's what I meant.
Does he look Ventru? Yes, but many
Stereotypical.
businessmen do.
True.
At a glance, perhaps Ventru, but
How pretty is he?
how pretty is he? I mean, he's got a sharp jaw.
Yeah,
Salt and
is he
pepper
hot?
beard.
Real pretty.
He's got he's got manicured brows. His beard is very clearly well maintained. His musculature is that of a man that takes care of himself. He isn't particularly huge, but he most definitely has the body of a man that when he expired, as you can tell by the incredibly pallid flesh of him, was not unfamiliar with athleticism. He has very piercing steel gray eyes and a brilliant set of sparkling white teeth. His hair is parted to one side and gives the appearance of very much a well put together man.
Deacon very obviously stretches his arm out and checks and pulls his jacket back so he can check his watch. All right. We have a little bit of time before the sun comes up. Are we making a show? Are we having a fight? Or are we having a conversation? I need to make a decision. I need you to make a decision now.
Christian looks to all of you from his seat. And he looks back to Uptown.
Am I gagged?
You are gagged.
I think he just called you a fucking prick. Is that close? Yeah. So, like I was saying.
This can be a conversation. I actually think that this ball is in your court, if I'm completely honest. I truly wanted to go about this in a different way. I had plans. I had an idea in my head that I would be able to get my sweet clanmate in line. But she said no, and so we have to play a little bit of hardball. And I understand. I get it. You're headstrong. You're young. You have so much to gain, and sweet little LePage, he gave you a task, and you decided to do it, just like good little servants. But you're serving the wrong one.
So you don't want us to look into it, or you just want us to look into it for someone else?
I need the information to go to the Archon. That's what I need.
Well, what a coinky-dink. I have a meeting with the Archon.
Fantastic! And I need none of that information to reach little LePage.
Oh, so you're covering your... Hey, who's this one with the shiny teeth?
Oh, he's one of mine. Don't worry about it. He's just here for security. No.
Kindred.
I would worry about him if you want to make things difficult, more difficult than you already have. That's when I would worry about him. He's here for security. I know who you are, Deacon, and I know who you are, Lupe, and I know who you are, December.
Yeah, I know who you are, Christian. Yes, I'm aware.
Yes.
I'm aware of the Primogen. Some of you I have meetings with.
Yes.
Not you, because you do the whole. I don't like that. It makes me.
Are we laughing at me? Is that
Am
what
I
we're doing?
laughing?
Is that what we're doing? Is this funny? Is this really funny?
Actually, I think it is.
Is
Yes,
this what I'm like?
it's very funny. It's so funny.
So
What
funny.
a
It's incredibly
catastrophically comedic fucking incident that this is. Please, please. Let's see. There's one of you that's going to laugh the hardest. I understand that. And he turns
Was anyone
and he
looking at me, Aaron?
lifts. Is anyone looking at you? Perhaps.
Was any? Okay, because I rolled 6 success. Well, actually, yeah, 6 successes, messy critical on dexterity larceny to get out of the bindings. Does anyone see me slip?
I think that should have been an ask before a roll.
Okay, fair enough.
I will definitely say that.
Okay, can I roll? I will re-roll and accept the results.
I would like to say that you are in a position of incredible duress at this point, and that there will be no chance of escape.
Hey,
It is not so much a larceny, it is far more at the behest of your companions to make the right decision.
hey,
All right, I
And
get.
I just wanted to pop in with a background thing that's happening during this conversation,
Sure.
because December's intention is to drop into Sense the Unseen to see if there's anything else happening here other than what's on the surface.
Yeah.
Just out of an abundance of caution, since this has gone very badly.
Mm-hmm.
We should have definitely. Shit, we didn't. We should have contacted the Baron on our way here. It was a quick thing. It was very quick, so never mind. But still, hindsight.
There's 2 options for what I can roll for that thing.
Yeah.
Wits, aspects, or resolve.
I think it depends on whether you're doing it purposely or passively.
Yeah, I think it's wits plus resolve.
I'll
Is
have it
not?
here in half a
for the
second.
intentional roll.
Well,
I
like
believe.
on my sheet, it just says like
Yes.
the 2 options: wits plus
Sense the
aspects, plus
Unseen.
resolve. Like neither one is wits plus resolve.
The vampire actively searches for a hidden entity. They roll resolve plus aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So... What's happening? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 4 successes.
4 successes.
Yes.
There is I would say neither relieving nor emboldening sight. There is an ugly, pockmarked, gnarled individual sitting in one of the booths, crouched like a gargoyle on one of the lightly padded seats. That is the one unseen.
Part of her. She'll keep part of her attention on that and let the rest progress as needed.
Okay.
Christian.
Storyteller, I sent you.
I did see that. I would like to address a very quick dexterity plus subterfuge from Lupe.
Subterfuge is pretty good. Fingers crossed, everybody. 2 successes.
Got willpower if
successes?
you need it.
Do I need more than 2?
I guess we'll find out.
This is a contested roll, and you get to decide before the results are told whether you use willpower or not. Would you like to use willpower?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
And it has to be a non-hunger die, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Up to 3 that are not hunger.
Worth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, another success. That's 3.
That's 3 successes?
Mm-hmm.
Which one of the options that you sent me would you like to have done?
I can pick one.
Well, you could definitely do both, actually. Would you like to have done both?
Yeah.
Okay. Lavallee finishes up what he was saying, and he twists his hand behind him, and he lifts uptown towards the ceiling about 3 or 4 feet above the stage. And a second hand twists, and a shaft of wood, about 3 feet long, lifts up and presses against Uptown's chest.
So you're gonna put him asleep? Or is it because you hear him laughing?
I just don't think this is funny. I just don't understand why you're laughing. So here, do you... Maybe I got ahead of myself just a bit.
Yes.
Perhaps
You
I
have not
did.
explained a single thing.
I'm so sorry. I just thought that the gravity of the
You just
situation...
thought that you could manipulate us all with blood magic rather than coming to the table.
Why would I come to the table with you? You laughed.
Why wouldn't you?
You laughed.
Because we have something you clearly want. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, would we? Would we?
You do
In
have
this
something I want.
In this shitty little club, listening to you have your temper tantrum, what do you want? Get to the point.
It's a few things. I want your blood.
Why?
I want December to come back to the pyramid. And I want Uptown to drink my blood. I'm not like the other Tremere. I beat that curse.
Oh, I thought you were going to stop, but you're not like the other Tremere. I'm like, this is very Tremere-ish. I don't mean to offend you at all. December,
I'm not
but
like
this is
other
very
girls.
Typical, this is very typical Tremere shit right here.
Yeah, it's the forcing of drinking that is the problem, not the rest.
Why? I'm still trying to wrap my head around what, because just because we were asked to investigate something, what stopped you from investigating it yourself?
Unless you were there.
Can I get an insight as Lupe says that?
Fuck yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely. Okay, so insight and what? Wits and insight?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, wits and insight. Yeah.
Okay. That is, the same dice pool, I think. Yes. Okay. Two successes.
2 successes?
Yes.
The man isn't subtle.
Of course not.
You see his eye twitch. You see a
Oh.
crook of the mouth.
Tell me more about your little blood cult.
There are just certain things that I need.
Oh.
Yes.
So, how does I understand? You're a staunch Camarilla Tremere. I get it. The Archon being in town. Is this you being a sycophant to the Archon to ascend the ranks so you can take the place?
I think you're mistaken. I'm not this line-towing Camarilla member that you paint me as. I'm a Tremere.
Yeah, blood orgy stuff is strictly another group that we tend to not deal with.
What do you know about that?
Only what my friend here has told me. Mostly what she just mentioned just now in the sentence, though.
I have certain needs. I'm not going to apologize for trying to go about what I was going about without telling you. You didn't need to know. You don't need to know. No, you're just...
Just what? Say the words.
I think he's going to say tools.
Have you ever heard of the term riot dogs? Do you know what those are?
Even if we did, I'm sure you'd just love to.
Oh, I would love to educate you. There's this weird phenomena out in these revolutionary places of the world. The dogs take the side of the revolting army. It is the oppressive force, the guiding hand, the just and firm hold of the governing body that is attacked by these dogs. The dogs always take the side. They're roving bands of wild animals. That's what you are. You're dogs. You're riot dogs.
You know what's really interesting about
dogs?
Get
canceled on Twitter.
They have a pretty good sense of who's good and who's not. And you are not. Oh, how did you do it? How did you and your little friends get together to kill the prince?
I'm not telling you anything. I'm not some supervillain. I'm not going to monologue at you. Not like that.
Sure? Because you've been doing it since we walked in.
Because you have something I need.
Oh. Poor thing.
What's the something? Is the something...
I told you.
Is it just the stuff that you said? It's
very specifically those things. Yes, it didn't have to go further than that. I wanted to also know where you were, but...
As if it's that hard.
Jeez, what the fuck, man? So... You heard that we were asked to investigate, and in your head, you said... Against everything in the world, I need Uptown to drink my blood, December to come back, and a vial of Lupe's blood. As soon as you heard that information, those were the three things that you were just like, I gotta have it.
With the fourth one.
Oh, and yes, and to watch us. So immediately your brain just said, I need those.
What about your little investigation had anything to do with that? I don't care what you do for this investigatory process. It would be incredible if you did not tell LePage a thing. He is a thorn in my side. He is an inconvenience. But truly, I could not care less what you do.
Then why are you making such an effort?
This seems very...
You are really
from our perspective,
telling
this is sudden. Like, this is very sudden from our part. Because, bruh, first time I've ever met you. So I don't get it.
Well, I don't want anything from you, Deacon. In fact, my sweet little fence-riding, mercenary nothing of a man... You could walk away right now, and you can go back to, I don't know, running a business, delivering packages. What do you do? Besides
looks at Deacon
drive
like,
fancy cars and play pretend at being an upstanding member of your clan, what do you do? Walk away.
You said Lupe looks at Deacon?
Mm-hmm.
You could see his face is visibly twitching as soon as he heard the word nothing of a man.
Oh boy.
Did he insult me?
Oh, he did. That's about as direct of an insult as you can think of.
No, Deacon says that out loud. Deacon says out loud.
Yes, I believe he did.
Yeah, and that's not the first time.
Really, he's insulting the coterie as well.
Hmm.
Don't worry, darling. We'll get you down.
Does he have both
December.
hands back?
December, as this starts to escalate, as things start to get a little bit more tense, you watch the Nosferatu stand up, look directly at you, and just gets up on stage, walks over to Uptown. Uptown, you hear in the back, just behind your ear, you hear, God, you owe me so much. And then a little kiss on the neck, and you feel slit, 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 slit. Just so close to the bindings coming loose, you feel as if in a second you could burst out of it, and then you hear, not yet. Just wait. I think your Ventru friend is going to make this so interesting. And then he stands in behind.
Christian. You had to insult me. The Tremere's supposed to be smart. They know not to. This is, again, Deacon has begun monologuing. Very much the way he said Tristan was just like, I'm not going to monologue. Deacon starts monologuing. And that the Tremere is supposed to be the smart ones. I know December's quite intelligent. She knows not to insult a Ventru. That's one of the worst things you could do. I mean, I was just having a conversation with the Ventru Primogen earlier tonight about such things, about how it would be very stupid for a Ventru to insult a Ventru, and he said, I would never do that. I was like, I know you would never do that. Oh, by the way, could you set up a meeting with the Archon for me? And that was done. I have a meeting with the Archon along with Lupe. And yet here you are insulting me, saying I am a nothing of a man, you motherfucker. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm done talking. And I take out a gun and I shoot him.
The gun swings. Time slows down. Christian goes to stand. The salt and pepper bearded man holds up a hand. Rachel has a panicked look on her face. I presume Uptown blows through those bonds. Lupe?
When the salt and pepper man gets up, can I use Eyes of the Serpent on him?
Oh.
To make him not
First of
do
all,
whatever he's about to do?
Yes. Second of
Okay.
all, we're going to leave it off right there for the evening. Thank you for watching, everyone. What a wonderful game. What a wonderful session. What a tremendously tense ending to Chapter 2 of Sanguine Dominion. It has been truly a privilege to hang out and tell stories with you all this evening. we're going to see you next week, next Saturday, for Chapter 3 and the kicking off of this absolute comeuppance that is coming to either our coterie or Christian Lavallee and his ilk.
Fuck up. It's coming for Christian.
I'm just saying, listen. That is such an optimistic thing to say. And I'm very glad that you're so confident. We'll see. It is officially the finale of a project that myself and Mandy have been in, Castleton. It is the grand final epilogue finale done. They are live right now, so we are going to be raiding into them. So please stick around for that raid. Hang out with everybody. Give them that Another World love. Tell them Story Dad sent you. And yeah, I think we're gonna just call it there. What a wonderful game. What a wonderful, wonderful game.
More.
More.
Yes.
Hey, can we play longer, please?
Yes. Can we play more? Is that good? Is that a good game?
Play more, please.
Yes.
Please, sir.
That's the best feeling in the world when the players say, listen, I wasn't done. Tremendous. But yeah, stick around. Catch us next Saturday. We're going to be doing this for quite a while. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your local congressperson, tell your garbage collector, tell your dog. Actually, don't tell your dog to watch us. Bring your dog to watch us so that I can very specifically tell your dog, I love you. You're a sweet angel and you're the best fucking part of the world that we live in. Goodbye. Have a good night. We love you all. Mwah. Pet your dog for me.
Bye. And we out?